Haley has some chops, and I hope they don't, I hope they let him just really freely interpret, the Freddy Krueger character, because that's going to be the fun of it. There's nothing wrong with that. Good stories can be retold. I mean, what we think of as the Brothers Grimm has been so Disneyfied, and it's really some nasty stuff. But it's okay that somebody thought to make it, to soften it. That's probably another valid way of telling that story. Now maybe we should tell all those stories down and dirty. We should probably have the untold truth of Hansel and Gretel now.
We need to credit Wes Craven because that story has such legs.
It's great legs. I mean, it affects our subconscious. It's the great story of the last 25 years of the 20th century. It's the great story around the campfire. There was a street called Elm Street. Every town has an Elm Street. There were some murders. There were some children killed there. The parents did an unspeakable thing. It's just this great thing.
We're at a point now, a 25-year anniversary, where I'm thinking seriously about, okay, in 25 more years, will we be like the Creature and the Wolfman and Frankenstein?
Yes.
Or is it going to die out? And if is it going to be in that pantheon? Because I think this is a big year. We have a number like 25. That you're like, oh, are we going to make it to 50? And I think we are going to make it to 50. And I hope we make it to 100. And I hope, in 1,000 years, the aliens are coming down saying, nightmare on Elm Street.
In comparison to Frankenstein and Dracula and the ancient monsters, or the older ones, I think there's something that speaks to Wes's genius, which is the Freddy Krueger character transcends the fantastic atmosphere of those monsters. Frankenstein, that's not going to really happen. Dracula, yeah, right. But this Freddy Krueger character, there was something about that, like, it was real. I mean, it was sure fantastic in the dream, but it touched an archetypical nerve that I think transcends, a guy with bolts in his neck and some guy sucking blood. But you forgot the mummy. Not that sucking blood's bad.
I think Freddy is the monster of the contemporary broken home of America. I think he is the sin and the monster and the damage that is sort of like under the grass of the suburban home. Like that great David Lynch shot, where they go under, where it's all like Snow White music and white picket fences and blue velvet and the camera and all the butterflies, and then you see the butterfly eating the snail's eyeballs, and then you go underneath the perfectly manicured gardener's lawn, and you go beneath the soil, and the ants are, doing terrible things to each other, and with hot oil and dildos and it's scary. And so what's happening in the underbelly of suburbia. But I mean, I think Wes was doing that again. I think he was doing that, and I think Freddy is kind of like, he is the sort of bad stepfather, and he takes everything that the kids in the movies know and spits it back at them. He takes the culture that you all love. He takes your iPhone and your MTV and your boyfriends and your sleepovers and your hookups, and he just beats you with it, he just punishes you with it. So, and I think Wes is the first guy to ever do that,
At least there was Nancy, right?
Thank God for the women in these movies, right?
Every movie.
Charlie, help me with the Law and Order sound effect.
What do you want? The sound effect of
The dunk ding. Wait there. I mean, what it was going to be like. Kind of like that.
By the way, musical. If Shrek can be musical, why not Freddy?
Yes! Freddy! Exclamation point! Oh my God. And wait, Ronnie can sing. Ronnie sings like an angel. That'd be great. Oh my God. Conversations and lunches about this, but the woman warrior, which is especially prevalent in Asian literature. But that's what Wes intended. Woman always vanquishes Freddy. And Nancy specifically, embodies that.